Hello everyone and welcome to Grey Edge. In this video, we are going to discuss about the key new features and enhancements in Revit Structure 2024. Let's start with the changes in the graphical interface. Dark theme has been introduced in Revit 2024. To activate this, we can go to the File menu, come down to Options. Here we can come to Colors, where we can change the UI theme to dark and click on OK. So this just changes the background of Revit to dark theme. We can also come to the View tab, where we can click on Canvas theme to switch the colors of the canvas between black and white. Next, we can come to the ribbon bar, where we can notice that the icons over here are much more clear, prominent and bigger in size. Next, we can come to the project browser, where again we can see that the icons over here are bigger in size and much more prominent. The search bar has been provided right on top of the project browser, and this search bar is much more precise than the previous versions. Let's move on to the next point, which is bar bending details for reinforcements. Now the bending details of the rebars used in the projects can be directly extracted. Let's check this out. I'll just switch to this floor plan and I'll just open this section view here. Here we can see that there are certain rebars that have been placed over here. Now I'll just select one of the rebars whose bending detail I just want to extract. So I'll just select it. I can again just come to the ribbon here, where I'll just click on this bending detail, and this just gives us the direct detail of the rebar used in that footing there. Moving on, let's just try doing it once again. So I'll just select these stirrups over here, and again I'll just click on the bending detail over here in the ribbon, and here I'll get the details of the stirrup bars over here. Now I can just select this detail and I can come to its edit type, where I can just duplicate and make the changes in the different parameters available over here. I can come to the representation here, where I can switch between the different representations that I require. So here we can see that the representation of the stirrups is changing over here. As of now, the size of the dimension over here is quite big, so I can just come to the dimension style over here, and I can just make the changes in the dimension style as well. So I'll just duplicate this, and I'll just scroll down and try and decrease the text size over here. And here we can see that we have been able to adjust the size of the text as well. So as per our requirement, we can make different changes in these properties available over here to adjust the bending details shown over there in the view. Moving on, let's check out the next point, which is path alignment in freeform rebar. For this, I'll just open this 3D view here, where we have this retaining wall that has been created here. I'll just try and place a rebar in this retaining wall over here. So I'll just select this retaining wall here. I'll just click on rebar over here in the ribbon. So this activates the freeform rebar over here, and I'll just create a rebar on this face over here. So for this, again, I'll just select the host surface as this face. Now once done, I'll just switch to the path over here. I'll select this vertical path over here. Now I can come to the properties over here, where we have this new parameter available, which is bar alignment. I'll just change this to parallel to face. And now I have got this tool available, which asks me to select the face according to which I just want to create that rebar. So I'll just select this parallel face here, and I just want to create that rebar which will be parallel to this face over here. Now once done, I'll just simply click on finish, and here we can see that the rebar is created here. I'll just press escape. I'll select this rebar and I'll just open the hook on this side here. So I'll just come to hook at start, and I'll just say standard 90 degrees. So this just creates a hook which is again parallel to the face that I had selected. I can now again come back to the bar alignment over here, where again I can just switch between these different options given here. So if I'll just select align to path, so it just aligns according to the alignment of the face here. Or I can just say perpendicular to face, so it just becomes perpendicular here, which is again not relevant in this case. So I can just come back to parallel to face option over here as well. So this is how we can just change the alignment of the rebar drawn through the freeform rebar option. Moving on, let's just check out the next option here, which is flip rebar set direction. For this, I'll just come to this section over here once again. And over here, we can see that we have these stirrups placed over here. So I'll just select this set of stirrups. I just want to increase the number of stirrups over here. So I can just come down to the rebar set group over here, where I can just enter the quantity here. So I'll just try and increase the quantity to 23. I'll just press enter. And here we can notice that the rebars have increased in number on the above side over here, or on the upper side here. But I just want these numbers to increase on the below side here. So what I can do in this case is, as of now, I'll just press Ctrl Z. I'll just select this set once again. I'll just right click on it and select this flip rebar set option, which is now available. I'll just select this. So this just flips these rebars here, or this set of rebars here. I can then come back to the quantity and increase the number here. And this time around, we can see that the number increases on the downward side. So this flip rebar set option is now available from Revit 2024. Next, let's just move on to the next feature, which is bar bending details in rebar schedules. So I'll just come to the view tab here, where in the sheet or in the create panel, I'll just open the schedules drop down. I'll just select the schedule option here. From here, I'll just select the structural rebar category here. So I'll just scroll down and select the structural rebar category, click on OK. And now over here, we can see that in the fields available over here, we have the bending detail parameter, which is again available. So we can make use of this bending detail parameter in our schedule as well. As of now, I'll just click on cancel. I have already created a schedule here, so I'll just open that. So here we can see that I have just made use of this bending detail parameter over here. Now let's just place this schedule on a sheet. So I'll just open this sheet where I have already placed this schedule on the sheet over here. And here we can see that the bending detail is clearly shown over here in this schedule over here. Again, we can very much select this particular detail and edit the properties that we have already discussed and set the alignment properly over here. Moving on, let's just check out the next feature, which is again the load placement and scaling. For this, I'll just open this analytical model over here. And here we can see that there are certain loads that are already placed over here. Let's just try and place some more loads here. So for this, I'll just come to the Analyze tab here. Now over here in the structural analytical model, I'll just click on loads here. And here we can notice that there are certain new options that have been provided to us while placing the loads. So if I'll just switch to the point load over here, so we can decide that do I want to place it on the end point or I just want to pick a position there. So if I'll just set the on endpoint option and I can just click to place the load on any endpoint over here. If I switch to the pick a position option, then we can just select any host and then we can just place it wherever we want on that particular host. Similarly, if I'll just switch to the line load, again we have this on host option or define path option. So if I'll select the on host, again I can just select a particular host on which I just want to place that line load, or I can just select a define path. So again I can select the entire host on which I just want to place, and then I can just create a line. So if I'll just want to place the load here, I can just create a line and place the load. Similarly, if I just select the area load option over here. Again, in this case, I can just select on host option or the define boundary option. So for the area load, again, I can just select the entire area on which it places the load. Or if I just say define boundary, again, I can just first select the host, and then again from the contextual tab over here, I can just create the area on which I just want to apply that load. I can then just simply click on finish and the load gets applied. We can very well select these loads and enter the values for those loads over here. Now we can also scale these loads over here. So for that, again, I'll just come to the properties over here where we have this loads scaling display parameter, which is newly added over here in Revit 2024. So I can just select this and I can just increase or decrease the arrow length size over here. So I can just tick on the use project settings and I can just increase or decrease the values here. So if I just want to increase the value, I'll just increase this and click on OK. And here we can notice that this load display over here has been scaled. So this is again a new feature that has been added over here. Let's now just move on to the next feature, which is placing multiple views simultaneously on the sheet. In the previous versions of Revit, we have been able to place the views on the sheet, but we could do it one at a time. But now from 2024, we can place multiple views together on a sheet. Let's see how we can do that. So again, I'll just come to the View tab. In the Sheet Composition panel, I'll just click on Sheet and I'll just open this A1 metric size sheet here. I'll just select this first floor structural plan here. I can select one of the elevation views and I'll also just select one of the section views here by pressing the Control key, and then I'll just drag and drop these views on the sheet. So here we can see that we have been able to just bring all the three views together on the sheet over here. If required, we can just individually select these views and adjust their scaling and their placement on the sheet as well. So that is easily available over here. Also, we can make use of the guide grid to properly align the views on the sheet over here. Now moving on, I can open the particular view over here. So I'll just open this first floor structural plan view, and if I just want to check the sheet on which this view is placed, I can simply just right click over here in the view and I can just say open sheet. So it will just directly open the sheet over here on which the view has been placed. Similarly, if I just want to add revisions on multiple sheets, then I can again just come down to sheets over here. I can select multiple